Good morning. It's 5:30 a.m. It's basically just me and the birds at the moment. It's lovely to hear them. It's so quiet out here. I'm standing in Buckhurst Field. That's Walcott East behind me, and if I turn around, that's the beginnings of Park North on the other side. I'm out and about delivering more of my new leaflets. These leaflets have the QR code to all my videos, including the main campaign video that we dropped yesterday. So if you haven't seen that, please do check it out. And if that resonates with you, please give it a like or a comment or a share or all of the above, and let me know. That's going to be the main way that we can spread the word, get the word out, and let people know that there's another option. Speaking of which, at the beginning of the campaign a few weeks ago, I was in touch with my opponents, and I did invite them to a public discussion or a debate, so that the public could have the option to come and question us and take our measure. So I've got a bit of an update on that. I think I might just wait until the sun is peaking up a little bit, and I'll let you know the latest on that. So I'll continue now and chat with you soon. Cheers, bye-bye. So it's just gone 8:30. Been out here over 3 hours distributing leaflets across Park North. The birds, as you can probably hear, are a lot louder than before. They're very excited for some reason. They maybe heard about my candidacy. I don't know. Spreading the word, hopefully. Wow, this is like Hitchcock or something. Don't know whether you can see all those. People now, I see people walking to school, walking to work, driving, getting on with their day. I myself am heading home for a little bit of breakfast before starting out again to cover the rest of Park North. So I look forward to doing that. I mentioned to you before that I had an update on my suggestion for a public meeting with the other candidate. At the beginning of the campaign, 2 or 3 weeks ago, I wrote to the Labour candidate, the sitting councillor, and I suggested, wouldn't it be a good idea to have a public forum or debate so that the public could engage with us, scrutinise us, hold us to account, make a direct comparison, and thereby make an informed decision when it comes to voting. And I had suggested that we hold actually 3 meetings, one in each of the main parts of the ward, Old Walcott, Walcott East and Park North. She got back to me a few days later and said, essentially, yeah, good idea, but she wasn't sure that she would have time. But nonetheless, if I go ahead and find the venues, make the bookings, pay for all the arrangements, handle all the coordination, if I did all that, then I was free to get back to her and she would take another look at her diary. And that's a challenge for me because I am on my own as an independent. I don't have any kind of party apparatus to support me. There are no central funds. It's all out of my own pocket and out of my own time. But nonetheless, I did go ahead. I did find one venue for a meeting that would be super convenient for everyone in Park North and Walcott East, and not too bad for people walking across Queen's Drive from Old Walcott. And I actually reserved a whole evening and the whole of the following day to make it as convenient as possible within the obvious limitation. I gave the candidate about a week's notice. I went back to her, would you now be willing to have that meeting? And she got back to me after about another 3 days and said, sorry, she doesn't have time. That's disappointing. Personally, I would have thought if you're confident in your candidacy, in your program, in your leadership, and if you believe in democracy, this is something that you would make time for. Shocking to me that this is not standard operating procedure, that you have these public forums in local elections. I was hoping to make it so for this ward, but it seems sadly it's not going to be the case, at least this time. I guess we should be understanding because she is the sitting councillor. So she's had only 4 years to know that this was coming and to make time for it, or even, dare I say it, make the arrangements herself. But we've got to be understanding. As for the other candidates, if you're wondering, the Conservative candidate and the Lib Dem, I did reach out to them at the same time The Conservative candidate I know received my email but didn't reply. I then saw him face to face and I made the same invitation verbally. He said he would be willing to do it and that he would get back to me. Unfortunately, he never did. The Lib Dem candidate, I didn't have an email, so I dropped a note physically in her house mailbox with a written invitation. Again, sadly, she never replied. So that's where we are. Unfortunately, there won't be a public forum unless any of them change their mind at the last minute. I'm still willing to turn up and have that meeting. But that's the update for this time. So I'm off home now. I look forward to engaging with you as best I can on the street, face to face, online, through these videos, through email, for the last week of the campaign. So until my next update, that's it from me. See you soon. Bye bye.